Well, hello there, ChickChat. We are back with our usual Jersey Shore 2 to 3 week gap. And honestly, though, it's just if we did this show like week to week the way it is right now, it would be so boring. We would only have 10-minute recaps. So
Yeah.
we're here with the longer stories for you guys. Make it worth it for y'all. But
Yes. Settle
Vinny?
in. We got 3 episodes to get into, but I'm glad that we're covering them this way because I think, last time it kind of worked out. It covered the whole stay of that haunted place, and these three is sort of the lead up to Jamaica and setting up a lot of storylines in Jamaica, and then just sort of getting into it at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm happy we're doing it this way. I do apologize that it's not very consistent, but with summer and everything going on, and Jersey Shore being kind of one of those shows that only gives us something every couple episodes, I think this is probably how it will be.
Yeah, it's definitely like slow trickle. Also, we've been going on vacations as well, our own family vacations, and then I'm, dealing with a pregnancy and everything. So things are a little bit crazy. It might get a little bit more consistent in August for a little bit until I move in September, and then after that, everything's consistent for you guys. So in fact, you might get even more content than you're looking for. So stay
Because I don't
tuned.
know what we'll be covering by then. So we'll definitely be coming up with something to be here with you all. So,
Well, especially if Christine, from Sister Wives comes out with a book, we'll read that.
Oh,
But
I will be happy to get into that.
I'm gonna audio listen to it for sure. I would need to
Mhm.
hear her read it to me with all her sass. So keep your eyes out for all kinds of new content coming up this rest of this year. But stay subscribed, like the video if you guys are here, and definitely give us a quick share because that helps us get into the algorithms so we can have more people chatting with us about these episodes. But let's get into it. Let's get into Jersey Shore. I mean, there's a lot to kind of go over and also a lot of nothing to go over. So,
Sorry, y'all. We had the wrong episodes listed at the top. My friend Anne has pregnancy brain, so I just fixed that for us.
Isn't it 7 through 9?
It is 7 through 9. I just fixed it. You had 6, like 4 through 6, I think, on there.
I think I forgot to change it, but yeah.
No, that's
anyways.
okay.
It's okay. So we're gonna start off with this baby shower. Apparently, in episode 7, this was a big deal.
Christening, like a.
Oh yes, sorry, I should know this. It's a baptism.
That's what it is.
A pregnancy brain, you guys. So they're at Mike's baby's baptism, and Angelina's actually invited this time. Vinny put on his best collared hoodie or something to show up to this thing and stare at all the children. And
he put on not even a collar. He wore a cardigan.
Okay, he wore something Uncle Vino.
No collar to the baptism.
Uncle Nino.
These small children here have their best collared shirts on. Yes, they do.
I know, what a picture. Look at Vinny. This is why Vinny is where he is. He's just observing the children and Chris. Yeah. He's just trying to get a feel of what a family really looks like, because God knows he probably won't have one of his own at this point.
I think hope is definitely dwindling. I mean, he does talk later on in this episode or one of the later episodes about, that's why I'm trying to find these younger women so that they can, create some families, because we're all apparently drying up over here at the age of 30. So,
but it's like, at one point, don't you not have something in common with these people? I mean, he's tried a shot at love, a double shot at love. He's tried all of his shots at love, and I just think he's just so picky, and I think he's looking for an exact replica of his mom, and it's not really out there. And he's got these high expectations because of his mom, and now with his mom being so involved in his life, that's never gonna stop. So it's just asking a lot out of a girl to do all the things when it seems like she does Vinny's laundry, his cooking, his cleaning. Like, this lady's always there, and God love her. I mean, she's definitely an Italian woman. She's an Italian mom for sure, but sometimes you set your kids up for failure in these situations when you're too much
Yeah.
Wearing. Mm-hmm.
Something's going left with Vinny somewhere. And I do love that man, but something is, yeah. Hey, user, how you been?
Hey, user alien. You are right. Vinny can be creepy. He's got his moments, but he's been very dull these last few seasons, honestly. That's my issue with him. He's like
Yeah.
got all these expectations, but I feel like he gives almost nothing. I mean, he's got these weird hobbies, stripping, comedy, running, but I mean, what else is he giving? I mean, we were talking about this earlier. We feel like the keto diet just killed his whole personality. Like after that,
Yeah.
it altered his
It killed
brain
his spirit.
chemistry.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like
think of
there's
it. Being an Italian and having to just pluck cheese and toppings
carbs.
off of pizza, that would kill your soul, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then like just the lack of yeah, it would. I don't think I'd be the
Yeah.
same person. I think it would alter my brain chemistry too. Yeah.
Well, that's what we have here. So all Italians steer clear of the keto diet unless you want to be a keto Guido. I don't
Like
recommend
remember
being
the SpongeBob episode where he becomes normal Norman or something? Like that's kind of what happened to Vinny. Like
yeah.
where he's just
Except
normal.
we see some carb loading like later on, and it doesn't even bring back even a glimmer of his personality. It's just
Mhm.
gone. Everything is gone.
Gone.
Yeah, poor
And he
Vinny. All
barely
right,
had any carbs. He had like 2 spoonfuls of
that's also
pasta.
true. You're
I
right.
would have ate
He
the
called
hell
that
out of
carb loading.
yeah, his carb loading was like 3 bites of carb load. Is he still on that keto thing or something? Like, what's going on there? His mom must be suffering because
She must be.
she even put
She does.
vegetables in the pasta
I
to
know.
try to make up for it. Like,
I know. Anyways, we get into some of the drama that's going to follow us throughout these next 3 episodes, and that is James the Barber, who apparently is the barber for all these men
everyone.
in the Jersey Shore, including 2.0, is at the baptism, and James the Barber has been taking in all the tea and then spilling all the tea everywhere that it will go, especially into Mike's cup.
Oh,
So
yes.
I mean, they do have a little bit of an interaction, Angelina and this barber, but it's more of she sort of brushes him off. I thought Angelina was going to confront that guy. I thought she was going to confront that guy too, because he was right there and we kind of were building up to all of this anger and stuff. But I mean, let's be real. I think the only person Angelina really should be confronting is 2.0. And it seems like she is persistently trying to confront that man, and they are consistently arguing with each other. So I don't even know if that's a good idea. But it's
and
really
she's
2.0 that's driving himself over the bridge to this damn
Mhm.
barber just so he can spill the tea, knowing it's going to get to Mike.
And obviously, like, I feel like half of what he says is even true. She
2.0
I
or the
think
barber?
I mean, maybe both, but definitely 2.0. But
Yeah.
she definitely, which like I understand talking to your barber, whatever, your hairdresser, whatever, that is kind of where you might spill a little tea. I mean, you have like a long time sitting there getting your hair done, especially for women. Like we'd be there for hours sometimes. Like we might get into some tea, but just the way that there's no like confidentiality here. Like this is not a real therapist or anything. Like he's really just going around and telling everybody everything. I will say this is kind of showing how much Angelina's growing, because I think the old Angelina would have confronted him and made a big scene at someone else's baptism, but I think she's trying to be respectful as much as she can. But she is shooting daggers out of her eyes. She does not like this man.
She was doing some things with her hands and all kinds of stuff, but I think that's quite the improvement. I think you're totally right. And meanwhile, Vinny and Angelina are having this awkward conversation. She always likes to bring it back to, I think she slept with almost all the men in this cast. And she always likes to bring it back to that.
I think mainly Vinny. I think she tried with Pauly. Like, remember when she tried with Pauly and then she slapped him in the face and then he yelled at her?
Yeah.
Like,
yes, that's what I mean. Like she has tried or gotten close or done the dirt like back in the day with all of these guys, but she's bringing it up with Vinny.
I think except Ronnie.
Yeah, Ron was taken. I don't think anyone's done anything with Ron except Sammy. So there's that. But they're getting into what their preferences are and stuff like that, and she always likes to make fun of him for how that night went down between the two of them. And it's just like, lady, that was a long time ago. What, maybe 10 years ago?
I mean, she talks about how he just kind of lays there and he wants somebody that's more freaky, but maybe that's why he wants somebody more freaky because honestly, a lot of times guys do really just lay there, not do,
He's a little pillow princess.
It's
he
Vinny.
said he's putting it down, but I don't know.
I guess, I mean, I'd hope so after that damn Chippendales career that he's learned a thing or two. Because wow, what a disappointment that would be if you slept with somebody who finally did Chippendales and they don't put it down,
That's very true. I completely agree. But also it's Vinny, so I feel like he probably leaves that there, brings his stale ass personality into the bedroom.
I will say this baby did look happy as hell to be at this baptism.
I would be happy as hell too if this is what my baptism looked like. I can't imagine what her wedding's gonna look like.
When they showed that baby getting ready, it was just all
yeah, look at this. God bless Luna. We got balloons going on. We got other babies, but yeah, she's a happy child. She's cute too.
Yeah, what's up with that sign being everywhere? They use that same sign when they're going to Jamaica. Like, is this just the crew that has the sign?
I think the producers keep it in the truck in case they need to hype everyone up for a minute.
Yeah.
But we did also see Angelina get into a little bit of a conversation with Lauren. She apologized for some of the things that have happened in the past, which there's a lot of things that have happened. So I think it was nice to just give a general apology, not get into too much, because Angelina has not been invited to a baptism in quite some time. She did not fit the standards. So if ever, you're right. I think she was invited to one and then she was disinvited after some drama. But other than that, I don't think so. So she's here. She's happy to be here. She's being a grateful guest, and her and Lauren seem to be on good terms at the moment.
For now. I mean, I think this is a good prelude to in episode 9, but we will see. User Alien says Lauren looked great. She did look really good. I think she got that whole Pam Anderson hair thing going on here. That looked really nice on her.
I love Pam Anderson hair.
I know Jenni does it later.
The wedding, that was good too.
Jenni does it later too in this whole like leather suit thing. That looked pretty.
She was giving me more Kim Kardashian, and maybe it was because she was, like this
in the leather
in the car and she couldn't bend and everything. But I don't know. She was just giving me more Kim Kardashian.
Yes, I can see that.
So go ahead.
No, Pauly keeps kind of teasing us with a possible proposal thing. He wants to do something special for Nikki. But he also keeps bringing up the fact that she loves Jamaica and, he wants to see more of her culture. Like it was the same thing over and over again when he spoke about this. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious to me.
Yeah, it was a little excessive.
It was so obvious to me that he was going to ask her to go to Jamaica and not be married. But they did like to tease that this whole episode. It was really annoying to me. I will say that. So they're in
Atlantic City for Pauly's DJ gig, and Pauly pretty much texts everybody and says, hey, anyone who wants to come on by, but he does make a point to invite Mike and Lauren ahead of time, so they're actually there, and then everyone else seems to sort of filter in later. So they have a little double date together. Apparently Lauren's cousins are half Jamaican, and I think that that's pretty interesting. I hope that we get to see them when we're in Jamaica.
I know. I like how because her uncle's Jamaican or whatever, they're like, oh, Lauren's is Jamaican. No, she's not.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, like I got cousins that are half black. I'm not black, Like it's not how that works.
It's not how it works, but family is family, so that's good. But yeah, we do learn at this smaller dinner that later on at a bigger dinner, Pauly tells Mike that he has a secret and he wants to share with him the secret. I don't know if they actually get to sharing the secret because the girls walk up.
Yeah, no, they were both shopping in different places, and then they decided to meet up at this little winery
Yeah.
place, and the girls, I think, went to the bathroom. So then they started asking about this secret. And why would you ever ask Mike to keep a secret for you is beyond to me. Like, it's not going to last longer than 24 hours. Like, you got 24 hours to act
The
on your
first thing
secret,
he does is
Pauly.
ask if he can tell his wife. And it's like, I get that that's your wife, but when you ask someone, can you keep a secret? And the first thing they do is ask if they can tell somebody, that's probably not a good sign.
Well, he knows who he's dealing with. I mean, they just showed a montage after this of Mike not keeping a secret, even his wife's secret. Like he can't keep
No.
a secret to save his life. I mean, we saw seasons and seasons and seasons worth, even in the original Jersey Shore, of Mike not keeping a secret. Like this is just who he is. I don't understand why Pauly would even want to. I mean, I feel like he was going to throw him a fake secret just to have Mike hype something else up and then throw in this Jamaican thing. Like Pauly
That would
knows
have
who
been a
he's
good
dealing
idea.
with. I mean, it's the only idea when it comes to Mike and a secret. It's just baffling to think that Pauly really thought Mike was going to keep a secret for longer than 24 hours or 6 hours, honestly. I mean, shoot.
Yes. So we do also pop over to Dina and Snooki, and we learn that Snooki is going to be officiating for a wedding that's coming up for these guys. I don't know who these guys are. I guess she met them at Karma before. And do you
They
know anything
saved.
about these guys?
I don't remember them ever on Jersey Shore, but apparently they saved both Dina and Snooki from probably a bad hookup or something. So, I mean, they're gay men and they've probably saved them from a lot of situations I can see. But yeah, I've never seen them before. It was giving like that one Kim Kardashian episode where she officiated a wedding for her gay stylist or whatever. And I felt like it was like the same. It was the same vibe to me. And yeah, it's interesting to have Snooki of all people officiate your wedding. I think Dina could have did a little bit better, but it's also iconic. So I mean, how
Dina
many people say Snooki of all people officiated their wedding? I think that's what their goal was. They didn't care how it was done. They just wanted her to do it. So
Yeah.
how fun. We'll see that a little bit later. But
yeah, but we do go over to the kind of larger cast dinner after that. And this is where Pauly pops the question and he asks to take Nikki to Jamaica.
And everybody. They all are going to go to Jamaica. Yes, and she's very excited because she hasn't been there in many years, probably honestly since she got over to America, because she came over when she was 22. She's now, I mean, she's our age, so she's 32, probably 31 in this season. And she's from Jamaica. She misses it. She talks about it all the time. And as Pauly says, she sees a lot of the Italian culture, so he wants to see her culture a little bit more. And I can applaud him for that. When they were even talking, when they were at their apartment and stuff, and he's asking her all these questions about Jamaica. It was really giving like me and Dean, because I'm always asking Dean about his Dominican stuff or like about those kind, and he don't know nothing. So it's like I don't get anything out of it, but he knows so much about like my Italian side. So I kind of felt very like similar to Pauly in that way, where it's like I want to go to Dominican Republic and take him there and see what the hell that's all about, because it would be nice to know these things, especially since my own baby is going to have this heritage and I know absolutely nothing about it. And
I think that they have a unique experience and opportunity coming from different cultures, and a lot of couples probably share this too, that they can share that with each other. I am a little bit annoyed though, honestly. It's been 5 years that they've been together, and this is the first time that he's making an effort to take her out there. I think that that's a little suspicious to me, but I do think that it's an indicator of a commitment. I mean, we've talked a lot, me and you, before we started filming, about how Pauly is not really much of a committer, and he's had, a struggle in really just getting to have a solid relationship.
I will say the first couple years was COVID and all that. Travel probably wasn't the easiest thing for them to do. I mean, the plane tickets were cheap, but I don't know about going to another country. Also, he does DJ a lot, and two, Mike got his passport back, and this is a family vacation. So they probably had to wait for Mike to get his passport back. The man didn't have a passport for like 10 years.
Well, I just mean the two of them, like they don't need to go on the show and all of But the two of them, I think, could
No,
have
yeah.
easily made it to Jamaica once a year,
I
even
get what
through
you're
COVID.
saying.
I mean, I get people weren't traveling during that time, but I'm sure that DJ Pauly D was traveling during that time.
Well,
So
and then they do film this show a lot. I know it's, like, kind of sporadic for them, but between probably filming and just his DJ stuff, like, they might just be pretty busy for leaving the country and, so I'm glad that they're making the time now, but yeah,
yeah, I
I
think
mean,
it's
you'd think
important.
they might have done a trip a little bit earlier, even if it was just a weekend or something, just to meet more of her
Yeah.
family
It
or
just
just
seems
to
like
go
it's
there.
so important to her, and if she talks about it as much as he says that she talks about it, I would have, like, 3 years ago, I would have been like, "Okay, we need to go there?" I mean, it's just it's not like they're poor or, like, he can
Mhm.
take a week off if he needs to. It's just I thought that it was really weird that they haven't gone beforehand, but I am glad that they're going now. I think it definitely
Yeah.
shows that he is very interested, and I thought he was so cute this whole trip. I'm not trying to have anything against Polly. I thought that he definitely took care of her, and I all their little date and the my love and blah blah blah. I think they have a
Mhm.
really cute relationship.
When he's trying, he's trying to learn some of the slang and some of the terms and,
With Deli.
the accent, like, he's really trying to go all out with this, so I
Yes.
see him making the effort, so I'll give him that, but, yes,
Yeah.
we go back over to Angelina, who is on her way to this dinner thing, but she's actually, like, kind of with her dog right now. She finds out that her ex-husband is in Atlantic City, so she thinks, like, to call him because he likes her dog, and
Such
it's
an
I
Angelina thing to do, and then you're distraught not only over the
Yeah.
dog, but now because your ex-husband won't talk to you and he is treating you like you're some kind of stranger when he picks up the phone and all this stuff. It's just, why would you put yourself in that situation just because he's in the same city as you? That is so
Well, and
bizarre.
how immature to be like, "I'm your mom." Like, you're not his mom, bitch.
No.
Like, he probably really didn't know who she was because they might have different phone numbers now, and, I mean, she's probably been deleted out of his phone forever. I'm surprised she's not blocked, so she must have a different number or something now.
Mhm.
But, I mean, you can't just expect him to just know who you are, and if you're going to call, say, "This is Angelina, my dog is, like, dying." I
Right.
figured we could talk about that or something. I'd like to talk to you, but I just think she's so weirdly lonely with this Vinny 2.0 situation that she hears her ex-husband's around, so she wants to say hi. Like, I just find that so odd, and I know Jenny did too when Jenny walks in and talks to her about it, but yeah,
Mhm.
what an interesting situation here.
Yeah. And then we start to learn at this point, and it becomes more clear throughout the next couple episodes that her and 2.0 really are not together. I mean, I kind of gathered that from the last couple of episodes, but I guess they want to make it really clear at this point. I know it seems like Angelina and 2.0 do this back and forth kind of thing. He moves out, but he's not really moved out. He's probably staying the night that same exact night kind of thing. So he has officially, quote unquote, moved his things out of the apartment and that they're not really together. But as we'll see, there's still a lot of dramas to come with that.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing here is Peanut. I couldn't believe she called him either, user alien. I think that
Yeah.
that's so weird. Your friend probably messaged you that he was in town to give you a heads up so that you can
In
avoid
case you
that
ran
meeting.
into him. Yeah, like,
Yeah, or
what
yeah,
if
in
he
case you ran into him, that it wasn't crazy and that you can maybe avoid some of the places that he might go. But no, she just went right to, like, I'm just gonna call him. Why?
I'm surprised she still had his number, like, I don't have my ex's phone number from years
Right.
ago, like, girl,
Right. Yeah.
I
So
guess.
true.
But
Yeah.
yes, Peanut is, like, the real thing in this episode, and it's so sad. I mean, are we there yet, or
We're not. I think Angelina needs to, stop focusing on all these men and just deal with Peanut and whatever. But we are on Halloween. DJ Pauly D's DJ situation is on Halloween, and so they're all dressing up
Mhm.
for Halloween. So we have Dolores as Jen.
Jenny?
Who looks like
And you know
Angelina. She
what?
kind of
Jenny
looks
did
like
such a
Angelina
good
there.
She did such a good job too, honestly, like, the
She
makeup
did.
and everything was good. I don't know if she did it
Mhm,
herself, but it was great.
mhm. Tell me why this person looks like Sammy to me.
little bit.
Like the
Honestly,
eyes,
yeah, a little bit. A
her
little bit of
eyes and
Sammy
her
in
head
there.
shape. Yeah,
Her whole
it's weird.
face, yeah.
Or the whole thing.
No. Yeah, and then Mike's himself in Italy, and I thought that was funny, and I know Sa I even laughed when Sam kinda saw it because she that whole Italy thing happened because of her, and
Yeah.
she just kind of, like, bypassed it as much as she could. She really don't engage much into her past, and it's like, I get you were with Ronnie the whole time, but you can crack a joke about that kinda stuff, well, girl, like, it's
Yeah, I
okay.
hope she does warm up to that a little bit because she is really cold and closed off when people joke about that, and it's like, that's you're still on that show, newsflash.
Yeah.
So you need to not open up, but, be a little more flexible.
If Ronnie can, take it as take jokes and stuff, Sammy should be able to too. I mean, they're so far removed from that, you know, let's
Yes.
move on. But
Yes. So Angelina ended up dressing up as something, I think strawberry shortcake, and Sammy was dressed as like a little skeleton
she had
girl in
some
a dress.
skimpy costume like options. I was like, girl,
Yeah.
you're not at the
It seems like she
boudoir.
just raided the Halloween store, right before and just grabbed kind of the sexiest outfits and tried to figure
Jeez
out what
Louise.
what to put together there.
There
But
was
yeah, I
one
mean
that
they
was
all
just like a thong, and I was like, girl, you
yeah,
can't wear
I
that at
know.
all.
Well, that's what she said too. So I'm glad that she at least recognized that. But why would you buy it? Are you gonna wear it later somewhere? You gonna wear it for
I
Chris
For
when he
Chris.
comes over?
For Vinny,
You know
for
she wanted him to
Jake
come to the
Jake the
hotel.
Baba, who the 7 men that he claimed you were with or whatever.
7 men.
Like the 7 dwarfs, like
He said,
Angelina
"I
and the 7
have
men.
7 men. I have to feed raccoons in the backyard." Okay, Angelina.
I
You
mean,
mean
just
the
say you're
7
not
men? Is that what we're calling men now, is raccoons?
I know, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but yeah, a lot of people dressed up for this thing. They
Yeah.
do have a good time at the club, and that's when Angelina finds out that they're going to Jamaica, and she's pretty excited about that as well. Um,
Yes.
but
She needs to
moving
get
on. She does after
yeah.
this. Mo
So we find out 2 days later or a couple of days later, that Peanut is definitely going to pass away. The vet had recommended, euthanization, and Angelina elected to keep her dog for a couple of days just to say goodbye and, have some final moments together. So that's what she did. And she did
Mhm.
some videos with the dog. I don't think I got any of those pictures because they're sad, but she did some videos and some pictures, a photo shoot and things like that with the dog, and they spent a couple good days together. And then I believe during this wedding that Nicole is officiating is when Peanut is actually passing, and she makes a post about it. I got so sad over the little dog. She was so broken. It's the same. That's why I'm trying to kind of speed through it a little bit because the animal things just get me. It's really hard to lose a pet, especially that pet. Everybody has that pet. So yeah, it's just a terrible, heartbreaking thing.
I
And
mean,
I
it's
just,
even hard for me to watch my dogs get older, like
oh my God.
mine's now 6, and he's starting to
Mhm.
move a little slower and stuff, and he's got
Mine's
his
10.
gray hairs. I know,
Yeah.
he's got his gray hairs coming in, and it's just, like, so I'm like, I know he's got a couple of, like, really good years still, but I'm like, "Oh my god," like, it's just gonna break me, so
I know.
it took a lot for me not to, like, tear up at Angelina and this dog thing because, man, that was really hard to watch. It was her just
I'm
break
pretty
down and,
sure
like
I did cry the first time I watched it.
well, and the sad thing is, the decline was so fast, and I know
Yeah.
it's not easy whether it's fast or slow, but it's horrible to lose that kind of pet that's like your baby, and you're just that's your dog. I mean, what did that all the flashbacks of the dog being her guardian angel and all these things, like it was really really sad to watch, and then they throw this like wedding in the middle of it, like I know it's kind of to keep it lighthearted, but I still just felt so sad for Angelina. It was hard for me to get into this wedding. But as
Yeah.
somebody who has officiated a wedding, there is some key points you have to hit, and Snooki, I think, missed some of them, and
I think
it
she
was
missed all of them.
interesting. Yeah, and I've never like I know when I officiated a wedding, I made it all about the couple, and like Snooki kind of made it about like her and Dina.
Her.
Like, oh, we met them at Karma. Like,
Mhm.
that's a toast, That's not really like
Right.
an officiant
Yeah.
speech. So I don't know. I was kind of side-eyeing it a little bit. I'm like, I know she could have done a little bit better. I don't think she prepared for it much at all, other than, writing a few things down in her phone and trying to go off that. But there is some key
Yeah.
points that you have to hit. I don't remember them all, but there's at least 3 things I think that have to be said for a marriage to be valid. So hopefully she did those things and maybe they just didn't get it. But these guys were so chill about her messing up pretty much most of the ceremony because they
Yeah.
just wanted her to do it.
And she had said that too, that they kind of probably knew what to expect when they asked her to do it. And I can agree with that. But I think at the same time, maybe you have your expectations are low because you're Snooki and you sort of outdo them. I mean, you don't have to be the greatest officiant that ever existed, but at least getting, the basics down and maybe not having a bunch of wine or whatever beforehand might be a good idea. I think she should show her personality totally. I do get that they wanted her and they wanted her for a reason, but at least go and do the job,
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird that she drank and stuff before. I mean, I remember when I was doing it, I was afraid to drink, smoke, do anything until after I at least said I wanted to say what I need to say coherently. People know what they're getting with me too, like that I might be a little bit of a wild card as well, But and that's what when I'm the one that volunteered to do it after my friend's brother dropped out. I was like, "Oh, I'll do it," and everybody was shocked that she took me up on it. Every single person were like, "Are you sure?" Like, I've even said to her, "Are you sure you want me to?" She's like, "You offered." And I'm like, "All right, then I'll do it." And I sat down with her one day and like kind of asked her like some questions about maybe some things she might want me to say and whatever. She got me the license, like she paid for me to actually get the certifications and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Snooki did any of that. I think she just kind of treated it like a wedding toast, which I thought was quite interesting. I mean, I know it's not going to be the most probably religious of things, but maybe like some things about love and maybe their relationship and how they met or something. Like, I don't know.
And
just
maybe
something.
that stuff was there and it was just edited because that
Hopefully.
this wasn't really, focused on too much. This was sort of like a backdrop for the death.
Even Dina screaming out, I thought was just kind of uncalled for. Like, she's like, "Oh,
yes,
me too."
that was so weird. Yeah, the whole thing was taken over by the show, definitely.
Yeah.
And honestly, what would upset me the most is not even, Snooki doing what she did. I feel like I would almost actually expect that as well. But the fact that they are now putting your wedding up against a dog passing away, not that you can control that or anything. No,
right. I didn't even think about that.
But it's just like, gosh, so now our wedding is just, stained with poor Peanut.
Yeah.
It's just so sad,
Yeah.
So Peanut died the day that these two got married, and
how
Nicole
horrible.
And how horrible, I know. And Nicole and Dina find out about it during the reception while everyone's just partying away. And they were good friends. They got out of the outside, and they called her and asked her how she was doing and made sure that she was with somebody and all of that. But they both agreed that this is going to be really hard, obviously, for Angelina to deal with. And yeah, that's kind of where the episode ends. There's a little tribute to little Peanut Girl, and we leave it there for episode 6, which was called Baby Making Cologne. I don't know why it was called that. Do you know why it was called that?
Was it the cologne that Pauly and whatever bought? Pauly and Mike bought some cologne or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. But yes, P.S. I wasn't ready for that either. It was so sad, especially by the end of the episode, because I felt like, they're going to show the couple of days. And I know that her taking the dog out and having like that last little photo shoot was the last day, but I really wasn't ready when she talked about the story and just the way it was presented. I was kind of taken aback a little bit. But it was sad, and they kept showing these clips of the dog happy and healthy. And then we see it, like peeing all everywhere and just like having a hard time. And it just made me so sad for that dog. I was like, oh my gosh, like, it's hard. I feel like animals on TV and movies and stuff, like when things happen to them, I can't take it. So it's really hard.
So
So hard.
R.I.P. Peanut. I have to move on before y'all see me weep.
Yeah, sorry. So
So
on
we go
to
to
the marathon, Vinny's
the
marathon.
marathon. This is also the beginning of episode 8, and it is called Jamaica Bound.
Mm-hmm. And Vinny is doing his carb loading. And as he says, Italians don't really know how to carb load because we carb load all year. I was literally thinking that as he was talking about carb loading. I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, don't we just eat carbs all year round? I mean, what is pasta? What is pizza? What is like, it's the same thing. Like, and then he said that like Italians don't know how to carb load. I'm like, okay, well, we do. We just do it all year. Like,
right.
Which is why I think that keto diet really messed with him, the whole
I think
carb
it broke his spirit.
situation.
Yeah.
I think it broke everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I mean, even now, he's not really into the carb loading situation. He's preparing for this marathon, and he's got it the next day. So his mom brings over essentially like 7 different buckets of pasta, and Vinny or Pauly sends him over a whole bunch of pizzas. And so this guy sees all this food. He takes what, 3-4 bites of pasta, and then he looks at his mom and he says, "Take care of all of this. I have to go to bed. I have a long morning or big."
See, Vinny's the one that doesn't know how to carb load. The Italians are pros, but
yeah.
he's
What do you think is going on here, sir?
Yeah, they brought the carbs, all of them, including Pauly from 1,000 miles away or something. Like even he brought the carbs. But and you're right, PF, that pasta looked amazing. I mean, all of it. I would have smashed all that pasta. The one that Vinny's mom brought looked great.
Yep.
And even the one that Uncle Nino's brought looked even better. Like I just was like, how could you not? And I feel like he left all that stuff on the counter and went to bed and shushed everybody out of his house. He asked his mom to clean it. And then he still made her get out of the house. Like
Uncle Nino came over ready to have a pasta party. He wanted a glass of wine, and Vinny was like, "Get your ass out of here. Go to bed."
Like, don't even invite the man over then. What's
know.
your problem if you're not going to eat his pasta? And then he sends him out with his own bowl and fork. Like Uncle Nino's going to be bringing that back. He's just going to probably leave it on the street on his way home. Like,
so true. So true.
Yeah, watching Vinny eat anything infuriates me at this point, and it's very offensive to me as an Italian as well. But anyways, Angelina does get, sadly we have to go back to this Angelina peanut situation. She's so heartbroken over it, and it's very hard to watch. But it was nice to see her get this beautiful dog blanket thing. I thought that was really amazing. I thought Dina gave it to her, but I guess it was her friend Dana. Who we've never met, I don't think, unless she was the lady that was in the studio the one day.
Possible.
But I thought it was a beautiful gift for her. I think that she's being shown a lot of love about this situation everywhere but Vinny 2.0, who was apparently with her when the dog was euthanized, and he started an argument with her while her dog was laying on the table deceased. And it's like, wow, that would be reason enough to never speak to this man again. I don't know why he was even there,
Yeah, I completely agree. I think they should have already had enough reason to not be together anymore, but I don't know why Angelina would ever even speak to that man again. And as we're going to see in the next episode, she's apparently sending him hundreds of text messages. So I would never, if someone were to do that to me, I just, no.
Especially about a girl that he's now dating, like just at this point, just drop it then. Like he's seeing someone else, like I don't know. I'm not a fan of this whole thing. Not a fan at all.
Yes, very much same.
Can't stand him either.
Vinny starts the New York Marathon. He's got his mom there. I think Uncle Nino's there to cheer him on as well. And apparently all of his fans on Instagram have also came to cheer him on along the way. A lot of people have signs and they stop and take selfies with him. And he said that running has been a good, I don't want to say cure, definitely not a cure, but running has been a good coping skill for his anxiety. And he's been enjoying it quite a bit. So he finishes up his marathon, and his mom gives him a big hug because she's, of course, waiting for him at the finish line. And that's that on Vinny's big run. He does get a medal. And then
like a participation medal, I think. Like, I don't think he won or anything.
I don't think he won either. I think he finished in like 4 hours and something minutes, which is pretty average. Not, not terrible, but not great from what I understand. So I'm pretty sure though he ends up at this premiere. So I don't think it's the same day, but that is the next thing that we're going to cover. And for some reason, Mike wanted to have some horror makeup during this horror movie.
They really love a good theme, I will say.
They do. Yeah, they love to go all out, especially Mike. I don't know what he was going for with this. Just Skeleton Man, or am I missing a reference somewhere?
I think it was just horror, like same thing with the other makeup cuts and stuff like that. I just think he likes to go a little bit more all out than the average bear, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, that is what we see. So speaking of Vinny, he comes around with his medal. I don't know if it's a participation trophy. I don't know if maybe he won.
I think it is.
Probably. Apparently, though, we learned that Jenni's movie premiere day is also on Vinny's birthday, which we all know historically nobody gives a flying F about.
I mean, is it actually? I felt like they celebrated his birthday at least once a season, and there ain't no way it's always his birthday.
I mean, his birthday happens once a year, yes.
Something like that. I don't know, because they also said it was Halloween weekend, and I didn't know that Vinny was born on Halloween. But he never dressed
past Halloween. Halloween was when Pauly D did his Atlantic City stuff. Now we're like a couple weeks after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because Peanut passed away a couple of days, and then it's been a little bit of
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying we're in March or anything, but throw this one, I hope so. Yeah. So Vinny's here. Vinny 2.0. Yeah, we should throw all the Vinnies away, actually. I'm down. I
don't blame y'all. Throw them all away.
We do get to the premiere, and I guess we got some housewives here. We got some other celebrities, other reality show stars are here to see the premiere of Devon, which Jenni directed and wrote. Anne wants to call it Devon, but Jenni calls it Devon. So I'm trapped. I don't know what the hell to call it.
Well, I guess we'll just call it Devon, but I kind of want to watch it. Like, I'm not a horror person. It kind of scares me a little too much. I have too many nightmares in my life, especially right now. I mean, the pregnancy dreams right now are a little too vivid for me, so I don't really want to add horror to it, but I am kind of curious because it seemed like she got a really good reaction out of the audience. People looked genuinely scared watching it, and she wrote the damn thing. So, I mean, the little bits and pieces that we got didn't look like crazy thrilling to me. It looked like it was all shot on an iPhone, but we didn't see much of anything of it. So I'm pretty curious to see who the hell Devon is, why this movie is called Devon, like what the synopsis is. What's this about? Is this just a thrasher?
I think it was something about a missing girl is what I saw, but I could be wrong. But I think it was something about a missing girl. I was surprised that Angelina showed up, so quickly after Peanut passing away. I think that was the right thing to do for a lot of reasons. I think she should have been there for Jenni, of course, if she was able to. But I also think it was probably good for her to get out of the house and see her friends and, get some support in person as well. Have something else to put her mind on. So it seems like the premiere went pretty good. They did a little after party. PF said that they were going to watch it. Have you watched it? If you have, let us know what you think.
Yeah, if you do, let us know, because I don't know if I can watch it.
You remember on the bottom of the screen, when I was watching this episode, they had kind of plopped something up that said watch Devon on, I think it was on Pluto. So if you have the Pluto app, I believe that you can watch it on there. And
I think it's free too. Yep. Pluto
is all free.
Yes. So, I mean, it should be with some of the things that are on Pluto. I don't know if y'all ever seen like Pluto original movies, but them are pretty freaking hard to watch. Like,
They are, but honestly, I probably watch several hours of Pluto programming a week just because they have like these old school Jersey Shore episodes and the episodes. So when I'm cleaning or like writing notes for work and stuff, and I just want some background noise, I often put Pluto
but
on,
those
just 'cause
aren't
it's
Pluto
already
originals. Those are like
no, but
yeah.
but the Pluto app I think is great. No, I would never watch a Pluto original.
Y'all gotta
Free
like
app.
it's like Hallmark level acting, but worse.
I
You
want to
know,
know what has possessed you to even try to watch a Pluto original.
I've never tried. I'm just saying, like I've
Oh,
seen
how did,
clips. I've just
okay.
seen a lot of clips of people making fun of these movies, and the acting is just horrendous from what I've seen. So just,
That's why I asked, because I was like, what did you think he was going to get missing?
I mean, I don't know, kind of like Hallmark, but worse, right? Like, and
Yeah.
Hallmark, you know, they have a movie for everything is something we learned when we were on our
Yeah.
Christmas party, because there was a board game that I made, and one of the questions was, you know, name a Hallmark movie, and all of us were like, we don't know any, but I'm like, just name anything, and we would look it up, and
Yep.
literally every single person was able to
With
get through that question.
100% accuracy.
Yes. There's a
100% accuracy.
Hallmark title for everything, you guys. Like, it's crazy. Oh man.
Anyways, we are distracted. So we're
Mhm.
here at the after party, and Jenni recognizes that it's Vinny's birthday, so she thought that, you know, why not get this man a cake and do a little celebration, but at the same time, they love to have a good prank. So I guess it was an actress that brought out the cake and ended up flipping it over onto the ground. And she said, "Just kidding, it's not your party, it's my party."
Yep. And Vinny
Oh,
is,
there's
I
the
think, okay with that. Oh, there you go. And
Yeah,
Vinny
does
seems
this look
okay
like
with
the
that.
face of someone who's okay?
Yeah, he wants them to forget about his birthday. He wishes that they never knew it existed and to act like he's not. I mean, for as often as they celebrate his birthday, I think they even celebrate it more than the once a year. I think it's, you know, a few times in a season. You'd think if he aged every single time, which I think internally he does, because I mean, the blandness of this man I can't get over these days, but yeah, he would be like in his 50s right now.
Yeah,
Which he kind of is to me on the inside.
possible. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
possible.
very true.
But
So we transition over to Jamaica preparation. This episode is called We're
yep.
Going to Jamaica, but we don't really go to Jamaica until the very end. Mike is super excited to have his passport back. Apparently, it's been 10 years since he's been able to get a passport because he is a felon. And
Yes.
he finally has a passport back, and they haven't traveled overseas as a cast since 2011 when they went to Italy and he bashed his head through the thing. So he probably hasn't even left the country since that time either. So
No,
this
he
is a big
hasn't.
deal for everyone.
Mhm.
Mike was so proud to have a passport. I mean, he was just walking around showing that to everybody,
In the
saying
airport.
every yes.
He even wore it on his chest.
I love Mike. He's
He's
so
funny.
good.
Sometimes I can't believe he's with somebody as like, you know, I don't want to say snooty, but I guess as stable as Lauren, because you think she would go nuts, you know, after a while of this, because this is an all everyday thing with him.
It totally is. Yeah. Yeah. He is a high energy human. That is for
I guess
sure.
that's balance for you, right? Like,
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, part of Mike's high energy too is constantly stirring the pot. He always needs some drama to focus on and something to do, essentially, when he's with
mhm.
all the roommates. So he has been really laser focused in on what's going on between 2.0 and Angelina and all the
It's always
dramas with
whatever's going on
Barber.
with Angelina. Is it just because she's the only one dating and
I
whatever?
think so.
Because
Yeah, I
it's
think she's
always
just the
Angelina.
only one, you know, that really has anything to worry about as far as I don't think any other sane person would allow Mike that much, you know, openness into their life like Angelina does. So we hear that
Mhm.
2.0 is on Hinge, and we also hear that he's been, I think this is where we find out that he's been peddling some conspiracy theories that Angelina has like 7 boyfriends or something.
It's like the seven dwarves, right? Like Angelina and the 7 men. It's just
exactly.
so interesting. I don't think it would be that. I mean, maybe if she's got like a guy or two on the side, sure, but 7 is quite a lot. I don't think.
Something is a big number.
Yeah, I don't think she does have the time for that, especially if she's going to therapy, like it's a full-time job. I
She
don't know
was
who's got
going to
the time
some
for
kind
that.
of intensive outpatient therapy or something like that. So what I found interesting was that Angelina made it on a plane for the first time ever, and I believe ever, without having to reschedule it. And this is the first time that she's traveling alone without her dog, without a man, without somebody. So was it them all this time that was keeping Angelina late? Is Angelina actually capable by herself of getting on a plane?
I mean, Angelina barely made it on that plane, though. I think the only reason she did is because
This
it was an
close.
international flight, and it would have been harder for her to get another ticket. Probably would have been way more costly and stuff. But I felt like she had to beg them to open them doors. Like, the plane isn't
I
off the
bet.
tarmac yet. Let me just get on
Mhm.
it real quick.
I've
It was
seen
a
somebody
miracle.
banging on those doors before, and they really will not open it once it's closed. But for Angelina, they very well may
Possible.
have.
Possible.
Mhm. I think Mike's obsessed with Angelina, and Lauren kind of feels that, so she can't stand her no matter what. That is a theory. That is a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I can subscribe to that, but maybe not like obsessed in like a I want to date her, but more like obsessed with like her life and what's going on in her life and like trying to fix her or whatever the hell's going on. I do see a lot of that because Mike's very involved in her drama and I can kind of subscribe to that. I don't think he wants to be with Angelina, but I do think Lauren's
Right.
probably sick of hearing about this girl in her house all the time. Like, oh, Angelina's and Vinny 2.0 and this and that. Like that would get annoying after a while. I
I
can
agree.
see that Lauren might just be kind of over her. And
I agree.
yeah.
So they do
Anyways,
arrive in Jamaica. I believe they're staying in Montego Bay. Montego Bay.
and we're gonna butcher it, you guys.
They're
100%.
staying in Jamaica and they arrive. They got some drinks in them. What they don't know, or I guess what Pauly and Nikki don't know, is that some of the cast arrived a day early and they thought that they were arriving a day early, just the two of them. So they're
Mm-hmm.
really excited to have kind of a romantic night.
They
And
thought.
they thought, yeah. And we actually find out that they're probably not going to have a romantic night because Mike is around.
Yep. Of course. And
And
he's around out and about looking for restaurants
he's out.
and
Not only is he out and about, he is out on this porch right here with everybody else who's here, stirring up Angelina into an emotional tizzy. And this
yeah.
is pretty much how we end this episode. Angelina's just out there reacting and responding to all the rumors going on with 2.0 and all the rumors that 2.0 is giving to her. And she's just spiraling in front of our very eyes.
Yeah. And they actually got there way earlier than Pauly. It looks like they got there
They
like
did.
early in the day and Pauly and I'm actually surprised that they wanted to go out to dinner right then and there. I thought they like had a whole other actual day that they thought that they had because
Right.
man, after getting off a plane, I don't know if I would have the audacity to get dressed all to the nines and then go downstairs. Like, I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
that's just
They're
the
only going to Jamaica, though. It's probably only like a 3-hour flight.
true. I guess maybe not for them. It's probably not that bad, especially if they're coming from Vegas or whatever. I mean, they're all
Mhm.
coming from like Jersey.
Florida.
That's got to be a lot longer of a
That's
flight.
probably more like a 5-hour. Yeah. 5 or
They
6
must have had to
hours.
leave pretty early in the day.
Yeah. He does really get her riled up, Joe. And I think that that's part of what happens in this next episode is, I mean, she gets there and it doesn't start off well. She's already emotional about her dog. Then we throw in the stuff about 2.0 and she's reiterating to everybody that her and 2.0 are not together anymore and that they shouldn't be believing all this stuff that's going on. They definitely shouldn't be believing the barber. So she's getting, really riled up, really stirred up. And what Mike doesn't realize is that at some point, all this energy is about to be directed at his wife.
Yep. It's
You
just,
done
it's gonna
fucked up now, Mike.
backfire. It's gonna
Mm-hmm.
backfire. But anyways,
Yes.
On to the
We
next
do
episode.
also learn from Jenni that, Angelina's obviously not innocent in all of this 2.0 drama too. I guess she texted him. I don't know how much of an exaggeration this was or if it was one at all, but Jenni said 100 times on the flight.
Mhm.
That's a
It
lot.
looked like it.
Yeah.
It did look
Yeah.
and, like, what, did she
You know
buy
those
the
toxic
Wi-Fi?
couples where you'll get a little glimpse of their phone and it's just like, buckets of messages and it's like, how do
Yeah.
you speak to each other
It
like that?
must be nice to buy the Wi-Fi on a plane and be that rich because, like, who's got the time? Like, I'd honestly just take a 3-hour nap, on the flight
The Wi-Fi
before
is not
buying
that
them.
expensive on a
Like
plane.
$20, and that's $20 I don't need to spend, right? Just to be able to text 4 people. Like, I don't know. Angelina
I
must
love to
really.
work on a plane. That's been my thing the last couple of years, but I have a lot of paperwork to do after my workday. And if
Mhm.
I'm going on vacation, I like my paperwork to be finished. So I love to work on a plane. I mean, to have 4 hours to get everything done and out of the way before I
Okay.
start my vacation is a wonderful thing. But I would not pay for it to play a game or text a man. No.
Yeah, like, I have done a lot of editing on the plane, but I don't usually need, like, the Wi-Fi to edit unless I'm trying to
Right.
upload, and I ain't gonna upload in the sky. It's hard enough uploading on the ground, so that's just
Right.
gonna take forever, so I don't care to ever buy Wi-Fi. I usually download what I need to download for watching, and I try to sleep, because who knows if I'm
Mhm.
gonna get much sleep after that.
Yeah, I can't sleep on a plane. It just
I
doesn't.
try.
I can't
It's
sleep in a
broken.
car.
It's definitely broken for me, especially depending on
Yeah,
who I'm sitting next to and stuff, but, I mean, for my husband, he can fall asleep talking, so he has no issues just getting on a plane and going to sleep, but I know for me, like, I have to be listening to something and then I kinda go in and out, but, yeah, I
yeah.
I definitely don't have the extra money most of the time to pay for Wi-Fi. I'm usually thinking about all the other things I gotta buy on this damn trip. $20 is $20, y'all.
Now, I'm always thinking, when I'm working, I'm getting paid too. So 20 bucks
Mhm.
to make a couple $100 while on a plane, I'm always cool with that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
not
little
like I
different.
said, not to text nobody. Never that.
Especially
I
an
just
ex. Like,
especially an ex who started a fight with you while your dog was dying. Let's
I
not.
wouldn't
Let's not.
I wouldn't even pay that to text my husband unless I was thinking I'm about to die on the plane, like, if I felt like this
And at
was
that
going
point, you
south,
probably wouldn't have enough time to pay for the Wi-Fi
I'd
before
hurry
you die.
up, get the Wi-Fi real quick, give him my last message of hope and love, and that's it. But, I'm
Oh
about to get
man.
on a plane next week, so let's just hope for good vibes. I'm trying not to even think about how.
Yes. So moving on to episode 9. We are in the
Mhm.
Jamaican heat. That is what this episode is called, and
Oh,
that is
yeah.
what we are mostly focused on. At least that's what the whole group is focused on. Obviously, there's going to be some other things coming up, but we are in the Jamaican heat. And Angelina is stinking, and nobody's AC is working, and that continues to be also a theme for the episode.
Yep.
I really like the way that Pauly just came off that plane and was ready for the Jamaican vibes. I loved the way that he said he was on a vacation,
A
700 times.
vacation.
A vacation. It was just so good. So I just, yeah, I love this for Pauly. I think Nikki's probably really happy with how he's doing all this. And, she taught him a couple of things beforehand. So he's ready to practice his skills.
Most of this episode is him randomly screaming, "I'm on vacation."
No, I love it. I think Pauly, when
Yeah.
he's in this kind of mood, he's so fun to watch.
Mhm.
So we also learned that Devin is climbing on the Plutos and in the interwebs
Apple. Yeah.
on the apples and the Plutos. So Devin is now number 11, and I think in Pluto it was over the top 10, maybe number 9 or something like that. 78 degrees is air conditioning there. Yes. So I was
Yeah.
gathering that as well. I don't think their air conditioning is broken. I think that's the best you're gonna get.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like, what, 100 and something over there, probably like 110 degrees or something. 78 is air conditioning if you feel it from outside. Because I live in
Yeah.
Texas and it gets pretty damn hot here, like in the
Mhm.
109s, 105s and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And my house sometimes only gets up to like 75, 7, and then feels fine to me, like, but
we don't even have 100-degree heat up here. I mean, we did have,
Mhm.
I live in Michigan. We did have yesterday and the day before, it was up like in the 90s, almost 100 degrees. But during the day, I keep my heat at like 76, 77. I'm not trying to pay all that money to have my house be an ice box all day. I don't understand how people can sit in their house at like 67, freezing their asses off with sweatshirts on
Yeah.
in the summertime.
I
You
do,
know,
like, sometimes I'll try to keep my house at, like, in the high like, the lower 70s, but that's because my dogs, not really me. I just feel
right.
bad for them because I have
When I
very
go to sleep,
thick-haired dogs.
they do. Yeah, they do. When I go to
Mm,
sleep, it's at 72. When I am awake and I'm walking around the house and I can have shorts on and stuff, it's at
mhm.
75. If it was a day like yesterday where it's 90, I'll put it up even higher instead of lower because I care about the environment and my bills.
Right.
So I think I had it at like 78 yesterday and it felt fine in here because it was 90 damn
Mhm.
degrees outside. So it still felt good.
But there is a point where Mike thinks he's gotta change rooms because the air conditioning's broken, but every single room is like that, so
It's
where
gonna
does
be
he
like
think
that.
he's gonna go?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Right. Right. So Mike is wanting to chase the fame that that Jenni is bringing with her new movie. So he asked if he could be the chicken tendies man next time she makes her next movie. And I
Yeah,
think
he
that's a great idea.
he just wants to choke on a chicken tendy and pass on.
Yep.
It makes me
Laura was
wonder what the
horrified.
hell her movie was about to where this would fit into the next movie?
Well, I think it was kind of like a classic horror type of movie, where everybody dies some weird kind of death.
Yeah, I gotta give it to MTV's, like, Jersey Shore editing, like, they really do their best editing work probably on this show. I mean, there is those times where they're putting scenes where other scenes go, like, that outfit Angelina was wearing in the last episode, they try to fit that in the Lauren situation, and it doesn't actually like, I knew she wasn't talking about Lauren, she was talking about Vinny, and,
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely they do some shady things here and there, but for the
They
most
do
part,
add to the show.
they do make it funnier, yeah, because 'cause they'll say something that'll contradict, like, what was it? Mike and all his sayings, when it came to
Right.
the
Yeah. With the air
temperature and stuff.
conditioning. Yeah.
Yeah, they went back to all of Mike's one-liners about how basically, like, he can handle anything. Can come out a better
But he can't
man.
even handle 78 degrees indoors, which I think is, I'm not saying it's comfortable, but it's definitely reasonable. You're not
He
gonna die.
he also believed that if he slept with a fan that he would pass away or something, or that it would be bad for his health, and they put an old wives' tale.
That he could get sick. Yeah, I know. I know.
And then
The
he did
editing
get a
does
fan.
really. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
So,
it's just the editing really improves the show quite a bit. Everybody is kind of freaking out about the heat. I would not have kept this photo except it is relevant later on. So I want you all to just take a really good look at what the countertops look like, at what the bathtub looks like,
the
at what the
bathtub
floor
for
looks like,
sure.
and then
Well,
we'll
and,
move on.
classic Angelina is, like, yelling at the camera crew about things that Vinny
She's
2.0 is
got,
doing.
to be fair, she's got nobody else to talk to. So
Yeah.
I know she's often talking to the camera crew and nobody else
Which
really
makes it
is,
look
but
like she's talking to herself because they don't
it
show the
makes her look
camera crews.
crazy. Yes, it really does. She needs to stop
Yeah.
doing that. But I
Yeah.
guess, her probably just sitting in silence isn't going to do much for her being on TV. And
Well, they won't show that, that's for sure, but they'll show this.
that's what I mean. I think she knows what she's
Yeah.
doing sometimes with her
I love
personality.
it.
Yeah.
I'd probably be doing the same thing, and it's just so funny to see her doing that all the time, like, it is.
Yeah.
But
So we get a little bit of a flashback from the last episode that we just talked about, where everyone's standing on the porch talking about what 2.0's been up to. Apparently, he's been talking to some girl at the gym, and Angelina tried to reach out to that girl and got blocked. So
mhm.
she's again spiraling early morning. Early morning? Early? No, she's not. It's still late
Who
night.
knows? Yeah,
Spiraling into the
all day.
nighttime all day.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. That Vinny too only was with her for fame. Absolutely. There is no
Absolutely.
question about that. And I hope
Yep.
that that man never becomes famous because he is also insufferable.
He's just a muskrat, honestly. But I
Yes.
liked Nikki's dress. It was very, like, booby, you know? It was
Yeah.
definitely more for the anniversary dinner than it was for all those people to bombard it, but
Right.
it was cute. I like that dress. She wore it well. And then Volley because of Vinny, Pauly matched it with his ensemble as well. So they definitely coordinated some outfits for this trip.
Yeah, I thought that they looked super cute. They were going on their little anniversary date again, and their minds, they have this night to themselves before all the chaos happens.
Mhm.
So they're really excited to just be able to enjoy each other. And Mike is really excited to start his food challenge of this resort that they're staying at. I guess there's 20 something restaurants, I think 27 or something.
26, and
And
it's like, holy crap. That's a lot of
yeah,
different
it is a
restaurants.
lot. He would like to try them all in 5 days. So challenge accepted. The butler said that it's not possible. The butler is going to be eating his words because that poor butler is going to be running from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant for Mike to be able to get this.
Oh, Mike will do it. He has already, by the end of this episode, been to like 6 restaurants out of the 26. So give that, and this is just the first night. Give that man a few more days, and he's got this down pat. Like there ain't no way. But they do have a lot of different cuisines. I noticed a lot of American food, obviously a lot of Jamaican food, and they did hit like 4 restaurants before even bombarding Pauly. So yeah, Mike's getting it all in. He doesn't this Butler man doesn't know who he's messing with in this situation.
He
Um,
has no idea. Yes, and you're
no
right. We
idea.
got to 4.
Mhm. 4 of 27. That's before hitting up Mike or Pauly and stuff. So he's counting this dinner as a couple different restaurants. I'm guessing because they're chefs from a couple different restaurants.
So what
Um,
he did was he had people bringing him food from the other restaurants while he was
okay.
sitting at the other restaurant. So that's why I'm saying this butler should have, well, he shouldn't have known, but he's going to know. He's going to learn today that
Yeah.
Mike is going to run him all over the place. So yeah, he
He
tried all kinds of
yeah.
different things just sitting at one place.
That butler's gonna work harder than they've ever worked before. Just
Yes.
running food all the time, constantly. Um,
I hope Mike pays him well.
Yeah, it looks like they got a good got through the main course of their date.
Yeah.
Pauly set up all these nice, beautiful white linen, and he really did plan a very special evening for them with music and all that, just to get interrupted by Mike and stuff. And I really thought they were just gonna come up and say hi and leave like respectful people, because obviously they were intruding on an anniversary dinner. I mean, even Jenni was mortified, like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like we're intruding on an
Well, she
anniversary
didn't even
dinner.
know that they were a day early until then. That
They
would
were
drive me insane. I would be
I know.
so mad at Mike. I would kill him. But even like Lauren as Mike's wife, I would be like, "No, we are not going over I would not. I would
She
never."
just lets him do whatever and then
I
goes
know.
to bat for him, which I guess, kudos to you, girl, but
Yeah,
there's
good for her.
some things you gotta check your man on, I think, and that would have been one of them, especially if you're friends with Nikki as close as you are, like, let her have her dinner with Pauly. I mean, shoot, y'all could have ruined a I know, probably not, but y'all could have actually ruined a proposal for all you
Right.
know.
Yeah. Well, so I think that's what Jenni thought that she was walking up to because Mike had said, or Jenni walked up. She's like, "I looks like we're interrupting something," and he's like, "Oh no, Pauly wants us here for support." And then she got all excited when she was walking up, and then I think she realized they were confused, and yeah. So
Yeah.
everybody
Well,
is
the
waiting
look on
for this
Pauly's
proposal.
face was surprise. Like, he really didn't
Yeah.
expect them to intrude on this night. Whether or not they came early, like, they could have just said hi and bye, and that was it. But then they start putting tables together to sit down. He's like, Mike's eyeing my steak. And it's like, this man just
Wow.
had 4 restaurants worth of food at this point.
Yeah. And now he's eating this from the chef, whatever this is. Looks like some kind of stuffed chicken
Chicken,
with
yeah.
corn and salad.
Yep.
And then I think he has something else delivered while
An
he's over
apple
there too.
pie dessert. Yep. Which
Okay,
that looked
yeah.
amazing. That made me
Uh-huh.
so hungry for apple pie.
So we pop back over to Angelina briefly because she is supposed to be at this, walk to the dinner with everybody else, but she's reeling still from everything that's going on with 2.0. And take a look in just an amount of hours, because we just corrected ourselves that this was not overnight or anything. How does one do this?
I'm not gonna lie. I can relate to the counter, but I can't relate to the bathtub, because once I start unpacking my makeup and stuff, it looks like that as well on the counter. But the bathtub is where I was like, why is all her crap in the bathtub? Isn't she gonna want to use that jacuzzi tub? Because that was like the first thing I wanted to do in a resort was turn on that jacuzzi tub and sit in there, So
Yeah, not Angelina. She would like for her
makeup and
clothing to be in there.
clothing, everything. Yeah. No, man, like it's a club, like it's a clothes tub.
So he has this apple pie here that is number 6 of 27. So in the first night, he's already gotten 6 out of 27. I think he could very well be on his way to trying all of these restaurants.
I mean, he's got like 5 or 4 more nights and days and stuff. He'll definitely get through this.
He just got 6 out of the way in probably 12 hours. So
not even, probably like 5.
I think he could probably do another round by day 3. I bet you he'll get to all of them.
Yeah, the ones where he just got dessert, he'll be able to go back and get some food or something. Facts.
Yes. So Angelina arrives to the dinner. Before she arrives to the dinner,
very late.
Yes, late. I thought you said wait. Sorry. Before she arrives to the dinner, she calls Jenni and says that she's on her way. And they all have this kind of grumble. They're all really not excited that she's coming along because they're just not on the same vibe as her right now. It seems like, they're kind of having we're going to have dinner and probably have sleepy time. And Angelina pretty much just probably slept all day and is ready to, I don't know, maybe go out and do some things. So they're just not looking forward to her energy coming in the door. And they were exactly right. The second she sat down, everything did kind of shift. I don't think it was Angelina's fault. I'm not mad at her for this. I think she just came in and was expecting a typical Jersey Shore conversation and night and dinner. Yeah. She didn't realize she was walking in like to someone's anniversary dinner. She didn't know any of this. So
yeah, Jenni had to be like, look at the table, look at like, does it look around? Does anything
right?
Look weird?
But even still, I don't think she would have known. I mean, at this point, it looks like a 6-person table. It's not like it was romantic like it was when they walked up.
No.
And Lauren and her don't really get off on the right foot when Angelina starts having her raunchy types of conversations. They've clearly had these kinds of conversations before. They did a whole bunch of flashbacks of, crazy questions that they've asked each other. And I mean, we watched the show. There's really nothing off limits for them. But for some reason, Lauren's was not having it tonight.
Well, Mike asks Angelina these questions all the time and pries into her personal life and stuff all the time. I mean, he does it to everybody, but he asks her very like X-rated questions. So I can see why Angelina thought she could ask a question like that. And I don't think she meant anything negative by it. And I didn't even hear Mike say no that many times. I just heard him not really answer her. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. But she's like, he said no 3 times. Like, let's just leave it alone. Like, so I agree, user alien, that Lauren was rude. And for once, I also sided with Angelina. For
honestly,
once, yes.
I love the emphasis on for once because it's so true. I mean, I almost even feel strange, agreeing with Angelina and disagreeing with Lauren because Lauren's usually pretty rational and chill. I do think she's a little kind of stuck up and maybe she carries herself as if she thinks she's better than other people. I'm not accusing her of thinking that. I don't know what's in her brain, but she does carry herself a certain way. And I think Angelina is sort of the foil to that. Angelina is very raunchy and open and loud. And Lauren's is like, she wants to hang out at the country club and she's posh. Yes.
Yeah.
She's a different kind of woman. And that's okay. I do see how they could rub each other the wrong way, but I think Lawrence was being a little bit of a brat here.
Well, and that's the thing, like, you know how your man acts around these people, like, if you don't wanna answer something, just say, like, "I don't really wanna answer that right now, it makes me uncomfortable," or whatever, but I can see where you're saying that I'm actually surprised Angelina didn't call that out at the dinner table that Mike asks her these questions, because 'cause I'm sure I would've,
Hmm.
like, "Your man asks me this stuff all the time, why can't I ask this?" And
Yeah.
I guess leave it at that, but I think that's also showing growth on Angelina's part that she did not throw Mike under the bus for asking all these questions, which Lauren should know that he asks all these inappropriate, weird questions, I to each their
Yeah.
own, I guess. I mean, I can see not wanting to answer that question because my kids will watch it. Well, your kids are also gonna watch the first several seasons of Jersey Shore, and trust me, that's gonna
Yeah.
what this question is the least of my concern if I was you.
True. I think the difference of that is obviously at least Mike is sober now, and so he probably can teach them a lot of lessons from all that behavior that
But he
they're going to see.
also
But
asks these same questions and,
yep.
like, you'd think he if he cared about that, that would I don't know.
Yeah, I think too, like, Lauren's aware of all the things that Angelina is going through, and I just feel like if she's not doing something that is extremely offensive, or violating, really your
Mhm,
boundaries, I feel like why don't you just let her be? It's okay for her to rub you the wrong way. Maybe just try to take a deep breath and ignore her if you're feeling irritated by her, because she is not the person to be messing with right now. She's not the person to be questioning right now. And I'm not saying that because she's intimidating or because she freaks out or spirals. I just think she needs to be cared for. She needs to have some patience with her right now.
yeah, I mean, there was other ways to bring that up without getting, like, kind of pissy, I guess. I don't know. I just felt like her delivery wasn't great, and I was like, "He said no 3 times." Well, then let Mike keep saying no, like, she's not
Yeah.
directly asking you, let Mike handle that. I know Mike didn't really wanna answer that, but it was probably because that answer didn't involve Lawrence, honest with you. Like
Well, that's what Angelina kept saying, "We'll talk about your marriage and don't talk about the hot tub night," all this stuff. And I
Mhm,
just think it was uncomfortable and it probably was not necessary, but um Lauren just doesn't like her, never has. Exactly. I think they're just
mhm.
two very opposite types of women.
Mhm. And, you don't have to like everybody. Like, I can see where their personalities just don't really mix a lot. But, yeah, I just think that knowing how Angelina is, and this is the very beginning of the trip, I think I would have waited to kinda snap at her because, now
Mhm.
you know that this woman's gonna hold on to this conversation, like Jenny says later, for hours. Like, this is all she's gonna think about. She's in her room alone,
For
if she's not texting Vinny 2.0 or sad about her dog, she's going to be focused on what was said at this dinner. She's not going to want to come to anything. It's just going to, yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it was too early in the vacation for the drama.
Yeah, because I think this will follow them now for the rest of the
Yeah.
trip, and we see, at least in the preview for the next episode, that it looks like it might even come more to a head and to a boil.
At least
Uh,
wait for Snooky to get there so she has, somebody to kind of talk to.
Honestly, Angelina needs a buddy.
Yeah. Like somebody who's gonna go out with her and stuff, and that's gonna be Snooky, she's gonna wanna go out and have a few drinks and stuff. Jenny gets tired by 10 o'clock. This
Right.
Angelina shoulda came with Nicole. Like, it should just they all shoulda
She
he shoulda
probably should
came
have
with 'em.
missed her flight, in all honesty, and came with everybody else. But they
Yep.
do end up wrapping up the dinner, and Angelina spills her water on the way out, and Nikki says something like, "Oh well, at least it's not red wine," referring back to the last time that I know Nikki and Angelina were together on camera, which is when they basically had a wine fight with each
Mhm.
other, and Pauly broke down a door.
Yep. If
So
they can joke about that, I don't see why Sammy can't joke about her past, but, to each their own, I
true,
guess.
very true.
I mean, that was way more recent. But anyways.
Right. So after the dinner, things start to take a little bit even more of a downhill spiral. Everybody is anticipating
Yep.
what the room temperature situation is going to be, and everybody starts to really be freaking out about how hot the room is. And I think we spend several minutes going through each room with everyone talking about how hot it is, that they need air conditioning, that the air conditioning is broken. Mike wants a new room. And then Angelina is not only physically hot, but mentally hot. She is mad, mad, mad about what just happened with Lauren. I think she has a way too of not just stewing in conversations like Jenni said, but also
Riling
intensifying
herself
them.
up. Yeah, like
Yeah,
getting
she
herself
like
riled up on her
intensifies
own.
things in her mind. Like she has these arguments afterwards with those people in her mind and is mad about the things she decided
And with
that
the
they said.
producers. Like,
Yes, it's just a lot. So she lets us
mm,
know she's gonna snap soon, and I don't think she's wrong. I think she knows herself well.
look at her. She's already there, I think. She's snapping. Them in Jersey aren't used to that kind of heat. That's for sure. I mean, yeah, and I
Yeah.
think the fact that they haven't left the country in a while, that doesn't help anything either. So they can experience. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't even think they have many trips to Florida anymore. They go to
I
Miami every
know, I
now and
really
then,
don't know
but
what they do
they
either. I
haven't been
think
to
Vegas is probably the hottest that they get, and I mean, listen, Vegas gets pretty darn hot, but
Mhm.
nothing like the Caribbean islands.
Nothing like it. So yeah, I mean, Angelina knows something's about to be afoot, but in the meantime, we just get a lot more of this AC thing, which we did talk about earlier. So,
Yeah,
Pauly has an amazing idea to
love
troll
this.
Mike. He is
Yeah.
the prank war champion, and he's bringing that to Jamaica. Once you trot on him, he's trotting on you. So he wants music to follow Mike everywhere, and I just love the fact that he followed through on this and called up the butlers. And there was a man outside of Mike's door just
Yeah.
waiting for him with drums and bongos. Like,
Hmm.
it was great.
Here he is.
Look at him, ready to go. Just do, 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 do. And then Mike and Lauren walk out and they're like, "Oh, I wonder what's going on out here." And the man follows them. It was just the funniest thing. I could not stop laughing at
And
this
then like
part.
more people joined them as they walked. They had the girl with the maraca in the corner as they walked out. And they had another guy coming with the what's this thing? Saxophone?
The yeah, the
That guy.
saxophone and just
Yeah.
so many instruments were added, you know?
Yeah. Not just the drums, which were good enough. And
Mhm.
Mike is getting really confused. He cannot figure out what the hell is happening. And he walks up to Polly and Nikki, and they can
Maybe
hear
it's
him
their
coming.
culture. I lost it at that. Like, he's like, maybe it's just their culture. Like,
I know he can hear. This man can be heard coming from miles away now. He has his own full band that is about to follow him around. I hope it happens for the rest of the vacation. I hope that they never dismiss these people. It was hilarious, user alien.
mhm. Yeah, I hope we see this the whole entire time, just at random times. And
Mhm.
yeah, I can't wait for more of this. I know it's not just gonna end here for sure.
Yeah.
It looked like
And
when
we're
they
gonna
left the breakfast or whatever that they were gearing up to follow them again.
yes. Yep. I think they followed them. Yeah, they followed them after this part as well. They just
Yeah.
waited out. And I think we're going to need this kind of comic relief throughout Jamaica because everybody is on pins and needles when it comes to Angelina. And I've never seen Jenni so invested in Angelina and how she's doing and what she's up to. I mean, Angelina is basically got Jen at her beck and call on her phone. And every time Angelina calls Jen, she's like, she's calling. She answers the phone right away. She's always got a smile. She's always trying to reach out. Oh, we should call Ange. If we're going to go somewhere, we got to do this. It's like, I've
Yeah.
never seen Jen care this much about
I think
anybody.
it's because, I mean, after her and Ronnie had that conversation with her, I think she took, ownership of Angelina at that point. And also, I think that she knows that she's Angelina's only lifeline here until at least
She's her
Nicole or someone
anchor.
arrives. Yeah, so she's really got to be on top of Angelina here, or else they're going to keep leaving her everywhere. I mean, Mike and Lauren don't really care, especially Lauren. And then, Pauly and Nikki are there for their own accord. They're not there
Yeah.
to really cater to Angelina. So, yeah, it's got to be Jenni right now until at least Nicole arrives.
And you can see how pleased she looks with that job.
She's stressed,
She
but
is stressed. I would be stressed too if I was Angelina's keeper.
But she knows that Angelina's really been through it. So, and then here's this outfit from the day before where they're trying to make it seem like it's about Lauren, but it's actually about Vinny. So don't be fooled by MTV's editing, you guys.
Anyways, so we go to the meeting that has been so highly spoken about. We have Rochelle, who is Nikki's best friend, and Faith, who is Rochelle's mom and Nikki's second mom, but let's really call her first mom since her mom don't really seem like she's much of a mom. So
Yeah.
Vinny or Pauly has been really, really excited to meet Rochelle's mom. I'm also going to really get this confused because your mom's name is Rochelle, and
I know.
mom.
Same spelling and everything. But it was nice to learn a little bit about Nikki's backstory, about how she lived with these people and how her friend's mom really cared for her like more than her mom ever did. It got a little bit emotional, and I think that was great of Pauly to see. He even says, you know, seeing Nikki here in her element with her people just makes me want to love her more. And that made me happy for them. I think that this trip was long overdue, and in that they really got closer, I think, throughout this, just seeing Nikki's side of things and seeing where she comes from, seeing the people that have helped raise her, basically, because she was raised by a single father, and, you know, also this woman here. And you can tell how much this woman loves and cares for her, that, you know, that's basically like another child to her. And I love when friends' moms can be like that, in a sense, like especially when you don't have one. I'm glad that this woman stepped up for her. She saw a child that desperately needed love and affection from a motherly figure, and that's just what she was for her. So I really loved that whole scene. I think that was good for both of them. And Nikki even got emotional. You could see her like crying, but they don't actually linger on that too long, but it was really nice.
Yeah, I thought that it was a good way for them to start off their vacation. Obviously, they got to celebrate, you know, their anniversary the night before. And she seemed like she was happy with the amount of time that they got alone before they had their party crashed. But yeah, being able to sort of connect with her hometown and the people that she loves, or as my mother-in-law likes to say, water her roots, I think probably feels really good, and be able to see, you know, the people who made her who she is. So I'm glad that Pauly is getting you know, a view of it and an experience of Jamaica. I'm really excited to see how this vacation goes. You know, we haven't seen them out of the country in a really long time, so I'm hoping that it's exciting to watch. I'm hoping that they do some cool things.
Yeah.
So we do have a little next time. Next time, Vinny is going to arrive. Obviously, everyone else is going to arrive as well. And usually I don't care that much about Vinny, but we do know, obviously, that Vinny is the side piece here. And I think he might maybe be able to crack a couple of good jokes. I think the only thing that really does keep him relevant these days is being Pauly's side piece. So I think he might have a couple funny things to say about that situation. Ange is laying in bed with Vinny, and she's screaming. She doesn't look like she's screaming out of anger. She looks like she's actually kind of like hyper or something, because then she starts chasing Pauly out of the room. But either way, she's just kind of doesn't seem very stable to me. And then she starts saying to people like, "Don't F with me," and all this stuff. And Sammy's talking about how she's emotional, and they end off the preview for next episode with Ange and Lauren sitting across from each other at a table, and it looks like they're gonna start an argument.
We loves that, don't we?
We love it
so much for Angelina's therapy. But
girl, she should have brought her therapist with her, done some good like exposure therapy or something while she was there.
Yeah, remember when they did that shaman guy? They could have even had him around.
They should have brought Angelina somebody to help stabilize her.
Sorry, guys, I keep texting my mom about my baby shower. So if y'all see me, like, that's what that's about. But anyways, yep, we will see you guys hopefully next week or maybe in a couple weeks. Because I mean, we kind of just go on how interesting the show is. So just keep a lookout for us. We may or may not have time next week. It might be the week after. We might have to do a couple episodes again, but we will be back with more Jersey Shore. We're going to see this season through. I mean, we've already made it to episode damn 9. So we'll be here for you guys.
And fun fact, episode 10 obviously is next. That's the number that comes after 9. But episode 10 is going to be the 200th episode of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. So I don't know if they'll do something for that, but I just saw that on the Jersey Shore trivia earlier. So we will be covering the 200th episode of Jersey Shore next time.
Wow.
Probably also the 201st, maybe 202nd.
I wonder how many episodes from the original season then. Is it like almost 300 then for them in total, or like 250 or something?
I'm sure it's getting close. I know that they finally number of seasons that they had in the original Jersey Shore.
Oh, for sure.
It could have been less than 200.
Yeah.
So they're probably pushing 400 total now.
Wow. That's a lot from these people, but it is streamed
really is,
like worldwide. Yeah, it really is. It was shown pretty much worldwide. So interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, remember to subscribe.
Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for all your comments. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, then remember to like the video, copy the share link. You don't even really got to share it, but if you do, that's even better. Subscribe, keep subscribe to us. Even put your notifications on if you're trying to catch our lives again. Usually on Fridays, but right now we are in that weird period of vacations, and I'm pregnant, so things kind of are hit and miss with me, but things will calm down come August after my vacation. So, and then after September, things will really get better for you guys. So, and for us. So, yeah, keep yourselves tuned in.
Yes, join us again. And if you are watching and you are not subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Please subscribe.
Please subscribe. We won't be blowing you up that much to where you got to unsubscribe. And then also remember to reduce, reuse, recycle, Rihanna, and goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
We'll catch you next Sunday.